Hi, good afternoon. I am Sadiat Sulaiman by name, a registered nurse midwife from Nigeria. This afternoon, I will be giving my response to the context questions. So just stay tuned with me. By way of starting, to me, nursing is accountability, commitment, and compassion. I have always believed that before I can care for people effectively, I have to first put myself in their shoe, address them as a person, treat them with respect and dignity, and don't just address them because of their condition or their problem, but address them as a person with feeling and provide a solution to their problem. Moving to the next question, why I chose nursing. Growing up, I happened to be a member of Nigerian Red Cross Society. That was in my secondary school. But prior to then, in my primary school days, I've always loved to care for people. I discovered that anytime I care for people, when people are sick, when I'm there for them, I find fulfillment. There's this joy that I find within me. So when I joined Red Cross really gave me the privilege to be and the exposure that I needed, for me to know that there's actually a field where all I will be doing is caring for people and being there for people. So then I went for nursing. Um, Talking about the challenges I've faced as a nurse, part of it is the workplace experience. There are a lot of disparity when it comes to working as experience. Of course, you have the necessary training, but when you get into practice, there are a lot of quacks that have already infiltrated every aspect of healthcare setting in this country, Nigeria, to be precise. So one of the challenge I have in person is when you get to a place and the set of people in position of authority are not trained and qualified nurses. They are quack nurses. So in such places, you see that anytime I as a person coming in as a nurse want to try to make a change, there's always this restriction from them. So that's one of the major challenge. But of course, I've always been trying and try to maneuver my way around them. I just do my thing, make sure I contribute my own, try as much as possible to build the team and deliver my care and get out of the working system. Then one of the challenges, okay, I've spoken about the challenges, my specialty. Over time, I discovered that there's a lot of gap in many involvements in everything pertaining to health, especially reproductive health. So I started asking questions then. In fact, I did a research when I was in midwifery training, when I was undergoing my midwifery education. I did my research on men involvement in maternity care. So I am really interested in specializing in reproductive health. I want to fill the gap in men involvement. Okay, my response to the theme of the nurses week for this year is nurses a voice to lead, invest in nursing and respect right to secure global health. My suggestion to enhance nursing education and experience. Nursing education needs restructuring, especially in developing countries. And this is my suggestion. Nursing education should be collapsed into a 4-year education training, in which 2 years will be for the theoretical or preclinical exposure, while the remaining 2 years will be for clinical exposure. After the 4 years training, then the nursing graduates now will go for internship, whereby they will be on normal internship program. During that internship, they will begin to develop and build up on their passion in their area of specialty. So after then, they can now come for their postgraduate studies in their specialty that they desire. Then how do I deal with patients that profess or communicate dissatisfaction? The first thing I'm going to do is I will talk to myself. Okay, this patient, there is a reason why he or she is saying this. So I will make sure I maintain my calm. I tell myself, oh, this is your patient, and this is really, really important for me to evaluate my activity and my responsibilities. So what I will do after that is I will also calmly explain to the patient, oh, my duty has always been in line with the code of practice in my country, as well as hospital policy. For every hospital there is a policy, so I will explain that. Then if I think that after that, okay, I've spoken to my patient, I will make sure that I inform my team lead, which is the matron. I will let the matron know, and also I will also do a kind of reflective checking. Okay, for this patient to express this, how has the patient been addressed over time? Okay, those are the things I'm going to do, and then I will document. Then changes to nursing. If I am in position of authority, I will make sure there is correct and sound education and training avenue for nurses. Also, I will make sure there is a regulation. I'll make sure there are measures I put in place to control and put to check the practices of nursing, especially in developing countries. Then one other area of my influence, if I'm in position of authority, is public orientation. I will try as much as possible to make sure there are a lot of mobilization, a lot of reorientation to the public about nurses' image. Of course, the last thing I will do is to fill in the gap between work and pay for nurses. Thank you.